So good morning, everyone. Slight change of plan this morning. I was going to be outside Malton Slaughterhouse, but turns out they now operate at 4 days a week, which I guess might be good news. But the likelihood is that they're just cramming more animals in through the week. So instead, I've come to Merton, which is kind of a mixture of cows and sheep. So just a bit of a lay of the land. So this is ABP York. As soon as I arrived, they've kind of shut down. They always do this. They lock, like we're some kind of criminals. They lock all the fences down, including kind of the car park. A lot of staff are in already. A couple of security guards. One truck has already gone in. I think with cows had quite a high ceiling, so we'll kind of keep an eye out. Guy filming me. Try to chat to him. How come you always lock the gates? No comment. So anyway, all this security just to keep it hidden. So I think it's mainly kind of smaller farmers around here. A lot of kind of animal agriculture, sadly. But very, very, very hidden. Managed to get here for about 8 after kind of changing location. And it's absolutely sweltering today, so I feel for the animals that are in the trucks on their way to this location. I think a lot of them are smaller farmers, so they will be coming from a bit local. The one I was at this morning, was supposed to be at, that is basic pig gas chambers. This is just your standard slaughterhouse, sadly. So cows and sheep come here. Loads of employees already gone in. You can see the car park is absolutely full. Security guards who won't speak to me, shockingly. Manning the fortress. Closed all the gates up, locked them, car park included. Like I've got an interest in going in there, but still. Is it standard procedure to lock all these gates then? No comment. Classic. So anyway, there was going to be 4 of us this morning, but sadly, due to the location change, it's kind of me and my losum today. But here for the animals, again, bringing people to slaughterhouses as part of Project Livestream. This is the year anniversary, so it's been going on for a year. Taking people to slaughterhouses, showing them the reality of where their food comes from, showing people the animals that are going inside, to help people connect to the reality of what they're paying for. And like I said, this is ABP York, so even where I live, there's 2 slaughterhouses within kind of a 30-minute drive. So you can imagine just how many there are kind of scattered around the country, always hidden. Like this is literally within an industrial estate. Like you wouldn't know it was here. It's next to, all sorts of different merchants. but clearly a busy place. Kind of cars constantly going in, lots of workers. And this is part of the ABP group, huge group. Hey mate, are you working here today? Yeah. Enjoy the job? Do you work in here? Yeah, how'd you find it? How'd you find working here?
I'm good. I'm just new.
Okay.
Good company.
Yeah. Have you worked?
Blogger?
Have you? Yeah. Just kind of documenting what it's about.
Uh,
Have you worked in slaughterhouses before?
what's that for YouTube?
Adam?
What's that YouTube or
Yeah.
YouTube? What's your
Laws for all life.
sorry?
Laws for all life.
Loss
Laws for all life.
for all
Laws
life.
for all life. Yeah.
Loss for all life.
Yeah.
Yeah. On your YouTube.
Where are you from?
I'm from the Philippines.
The Philippines. Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
And how come you decided to work here?
Visa. I just work here through visa sponsorship.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So through kind of a sponsorship.
Sponsorship. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Interesting. Thanks for speaking
Thanks
to me.
for
Yeah.
sharing.
Thank you. So that's the thing with a lot of slaughterhouses. It's not a choice. People don't choose generally to work in places like this. It's through sponsorships. I spent a bit of time at Hartshead Slaughterhouse recently, which is the one that was on Joey Carbstrong's latest investigation. And yeah, we found out that kind of it's actually a lot of ex-convicts that work in that one specifically. Again, through sponsorship. So they're trying to rehabilitate people by sending them to places that, are basically surrounded by violence. So what sort of rehabilitation that guy that's chatted to me, he's from the Philippines. He, doesn't, it's a sponsorship, so he doesn't have a lot of choices. And that's who these places, thrive on, the vulnerable, basically, people that have no other choices. So it's not just kind of the poor animals that are going in. It's also kind of the workers as well. And it's, horribly high PTSD from this job. Unsurprisingly, taking lives every day. It's not something anyone aspires to do for a living. It's because they have to do that. They've got no other choices. And it's these companies like ABP that basically thrive and operate on these workers. Who else would do these jobs? And it's the same with the kind of security staff. Like they're just brought in to do this job, security. They're trying to get him to stop talking to me. So they've clearly got some sort of like protocol in place. As soon as I arrive, before I did anything actually, they were straight away locking the gates, which is always interesting. I'm not sure what they expect us to do, to kind of storm the premises. But there we go. It clearly shows kind of that they're worried. They don't want people to see, just to connect what goes on here. Like people just expect to go collect their food from, their supermarket, but they kind of forget that the process that goes into it, like the animals are, all around here. I'm in North Yorkshire, so tons of animal agriculture around here, sadly. And this is next to, so it's on an industrial estate, but it's actually next to an auction house. So again, animal auction house. So that's where people will basically buy the animals. Last time I was here, we bumped into a farmer who had just bought a load of basic baby calves, boy calves, which I think they must have been literally kind of weeks, months old maybe. And yeah, he'd bought them. And we were kind of chatting to him, asking how long he'd have them for. And he said, "Oh, don't worry. They'll be with me for 2 years." And the question was, before what? And we know the answer, of course. That's all they need. These are effectively babies that have been taken to these slaughterhouses. So this is the auction house. So yeah, basically, I think twice a week they'll bring animals in here and just sell them to the highest bidder, like they're some commodity. But as we know, sentient beings have feelings, deserve to have a life of their own. But they go into, I think they go into here, and this is where they'll effectively sell them, which is, yeah, unsurprisingly, right next to a slaughterhouse, which is hidden right at the back. My original plan was to go to Moulton Slaughterhouse, which is basically a gas chamber for pigs. So at that premises, they process 10,000 pigs a day. That's how horribly efficient they've become, and they shove pigs basically into gas chambers because it's the most efficient way to kill them. Which is, as you imagine, kind of as horrible as it sounds, burnt from the inside out, basically by carbon dioxide. So a horrible way. Like we all know, there's no humane way to kill someone that doesn't want to die. But yeah, humane is the term that's thrown around everywhere when it's linked to slaughterhouses, even though it's a contradiction. You can't have humane and slaughter in the same sentence. It just doesn't work. So I'm going to be here for a while. One farmer's already gone in, really high trucks. I think it was cows. Try to get a bit close to the next one. But like I said, local farmers come in here. Quite often the same farmer we'll see multiple times coming in. And he'll just keep loading up and bringing them here. But yeah, for those new, this is part of Project Livestream. So we've got streamers all over the world today. If you go onto Project Livestream on Instagram, then you'll be able to see the links. It's also in my bio on my profile on Instagram. So you can follow other activists who are outside multiple slaughterhouses. But we're trying to get outside as many as we can today. This is my second one today. So just to bring awareness that they're absolutely everywhere, and even if they are hidden like this, like we're showing them to the public, we're getting them in the eye of everyone. This one, a BP group. So I think you'll probably see a few of these today if you go on different streams. But a huge group up and down the country. Oh, here we go. I remember this woman. She won't be happy that one of the workers chatted to me. But yeah, very interesting. For anyone that's just joined, chatted to a worker that came over before. Open the gate. So who's here? Here we go. Another tractor. Really high. They're all really high. So this is the kind of one that we get here. I think I've seen this guy before. So you can see this is cows in here. Straight through. So we must be on the blower, knowing that they're coming. So that's 2 trucks already. Like this is a normal job, just whistling away at their work. Crazy. I don't know. Yeah, why would you ever work somewhere like this? Yeah, so a worker stopped and chatted to me on the way out. I think he's just started here. He's new, probably hasn't been told the protocol about when people are outside. But a worker who's just started here stopped to chat to me. He's from the Philippines. Um, seemed happy to chat. And he's basically working here on a sponsorship. So I'm guessing he's worked with some sort of agencies, maybe government, to get him work in this country. And this is the sort of work they give people. So in horrible slaughterhouses. So he's come from the Philippines to try start a new life, and this is what he gets. He gets work in a horrendous place, taking lives all day. So yeah, you can understand the sort of workers that they try to get at places like this. It's just horrible. But yeah, I might do some more research just to see kind of what sort of workers they have. But I mean, these are all the workers, the cars. You can see there's absolutely loads of them. So there's tons of people in there. Big operation. Closed up the fort. Cameras everywhere. Hidden at the back. But it was interesting. I've not had the chance to chat to a worker before. And he seemed happy now, just starting. It'd be interesting to see what he's like, yeah, in a few days, weeks, months. Horrible place to work, especially when you're forced to on a sponsorship. Like you expect governments to look for the best interests of people coming to the country, but not to send them to work in slaughterhouses. Like, just a disgraceful way to abuse workforce, basically. Like, no one would choose to work here if it was up to them. Like, we know that. So it's, yeah, obviously horrendous for the animals. Should not be going in here. Living, feeling creatures that deserve their own life. And then there's the staff that they just get from wherever they can, whether it's sponsorships, so people come to this country and trying to find work. This is where they put them. Or I said before, I've been at Hartshead quite a lot recently. The slaughterhouse that was in Joey's expose, and a lot of the workers there are ex-convicts. So that's their way of, doing rehabilitation. Is basically surrounding them by violence, when the odds are quite a few of these people have come from violent backgrounds. That's why they're trying to be rehabilitated. So yeah, it just doesn't make sense. But that's the kind of workers they have to get here. Like, why would you choose to come and work at a slaughterhouse? No one wants to do that. So they prey on the vulnerable, not just the animals, but people as well. Just, yeah, not acceptable. Just the modern day slave traders. But this is the ABP group. I think loads of these around the UK. I think some of the guys down south are going to ABP slaughterhouse as well. So a huge operation, hence why they've got protocols in place. So as soon as I arrived, before I even started filming, I was just finishing my morning coffee, and they'd already locked the gates and got these security guys out. So they've got money to throw around for security. But yeah, hidden. So as soon as the trucks come in, they'll go straight around the back. So out of sight, out of mind is what they're hoping for. Usually they've got a picnic table just for, I don't know if you can see it because of the sun, but they'll just come out here and just chill on a break, like it's a normal thing to do. Go for a tea in between taking lives of innocent beings. Bizarre. But that's why we need to kind of shine a light on these industries, because they are just disgustingly hidden. they're kind of intentionally that way so people don't connect where their food comes from. They think, in their head, they'll just go to a supermarket, grab it off the shelf. But the reality is that there's an awful lot of, I guess, abuse of lots of different kind of ways. People, animals, of course, but just so hidden. Yeah, cheers, Mel and Steve. So here today as part of Project Livestream. We've been doing this for a year. This is the anniversary. So hoping to get in front of as many people as we can. I think there'll be more trucks coming soon. So we'll stick around and keep showing people to the world. Thanks for coming, Sam. Thanks for spreading our message. Really good of you. The more you interact, the further it goes. So keep going. And the fact that on a Friday you feel the need to come on a live stream at 8:30 says a lot about yourself, doesn't it? But that's the hope that this, is doing this triggers people into thinking about what they're doing, like making a connection. It's not just food. It's about the people, like the beings, sentient beings that are being forced into this modern day slave trade. So this is the tractor that went just in before. So probably, I don't know, what, 10 minutes ago? So I guess it's not a huge unit, but I guess there's probably, I don't know, probably 15, 20 cows in there. There's another worker turned up for his shift. Yeah, it could be 10 cows. And the sad reality is that these cows are literally years old, like probably 2, around that sort of age. Yeah, literally 10 babies in that have now gone in to have their lives taken. For people that can eat anything else. Oh, got another one. So, as you can see, they're all kind of smaller ones here. Oh my God, cows just cramped in. There's the caring farmer. Jesus. Just horrible. So look, we'll go around here, around the back again, outside the public so no one can see. It's horrible. Which is why we've got to keep putting pressure on these places and keep showing them to the world because they're just horrible. Yeah, spent dairy could be. So it's not just cows that are here that have been bred to eat. It's also dairy cows that have spent years upon years giving milk and basically being impregnant and then having their babies taken away so that they keep producing milk and then the cycle continues. Cows create milk because they're mums, not because they're cows. Like they need to have babies to produce. So they basically artificially inseminate them, rape them, let's be honest. So they keep producing milk, and then once they're spent, apex predator. Jog on, Sam. Where do you get your meat? The aisle? How's that apex? The system is built on corruption and vulnerable people, whether that's people or animals. It's just an abuse. There's nothing natural about it. And if you ever went in a slaughterhouse, you'd see that. Horrendous places. Nothing natural about it. Forced breeding, mass breeding. Sam is embarrassing, you're right. But it shows he's triggered. Like, why is he hanging around so long? And he's just bringing more people to the channel. So thanks, Sam. Keep doing what you're doing. Maybe make a connection. If you're such a strong man, you should be protecting animals, not going down to your convenience store and grabbing them from the shelf. So we've got more, I guess, some products coming out. Free burn. It's fine. Keep rage baiting. You'll bring more people here. No rage here. We know what goes on. And we're showing more people what goes on as well. And the industry knows that. That's why every time we come here, they lock up, try to keep us away. But so far, Project Livestream's been on for a year. Turned hundreds of people vegan. Don't know how many, but a hell of a lot of people, which is fantastic. And it's people that are just connecting the truth. Like these are animals that deserve to live their own lives. We're in 2026. We can get any food we want. We don't need to be eating animals. There's absolutely no reason to it. Science says that. People, millions of vegans around the world, obviously don't eat animals and thriving. So it's just, there's no excuse these days. So we're just helping connect the dots. But so far, Project Livestream has gone to I think millions. I think it might even break 100 million today. Activists all around the world. So there's people in the UK. I'm up in North England. People down south. We had Tash in Australia already this morning, outside a slaughterhouse, and we've got people in America and Canada later. And here's another one coming out. It's a slightly bigger truck, so yeah, probably 10 to 15 cows again that have been in here. Farmer, now empty. But all now in here, about to have their lives taken. Okay, let's have a look at some of the comments. It means people are only paying their bills and they get harassed by these dicks. So I don't know if you were on the call earlier, but I chatted to a worker that was going in. He is from the Philippines. He's excited to start a new job, which is through a sponsorship. So it's not people that are choosing to work here. They're getting forced to because they have no other option. They've come to try start a new life. And whether it's people that have come to this country for better opportunities than their home, or if it's people that have served time in prison, have criminal convictions against them. There's a lot of sponsorship for that, so you'll find a lot of ex-convicts in places like this as well. So they basically, it's not people coming to make an honest living. It's people that have to work here. You don't come and work in places like this out of choice. I'm sure it's the same for these security guys here. They're either part of kind of a company that's just a security, have no idea where they're going, and they get placed at a slaughterhouse. But the odds are most people here don't want to work here. It's just an option that they're forced into because they need to make a living. And we all know the current climate, it's increasingly harder to get jobs, so they're prey on vulnerable people as well. So yeah, it's not, obviously it's horrendous for animals. Absolute billions of animals around the world every year unnecessarily killed when people can just eat something else really easily. In 2026, so easy to be vegan. Literally anything that you would want, you can recreate, and you'll feel better for it. Thanks, sunshine. Glad that it's getting through to you. So, just to vegan is a mental illness. That's a funny one. I think for veganism, people obviously kind of misinterpret what it is. It's not a diet. It's about having, you know, a standard baseline principle that you respect all living beings and you don't use them. Like, it's that simple. And that can be food, that can be entertainment, so like horse racing, dogs. But then like animal testing, horrendous, doesn't need to be happening in 2026. 90%, I think it is, of trials that are successful animals go on to fail in humans. So it's completely outdated, pointless. Clothing, huge one. Unnecessary. Like, everything I've got now is, you know, come from alternate materials. It's unnecessary. No need for it. It's just because it's cheap to produce. And it's, you know, making, abusing kind of a system of vulnerable beings. So yeah, not a mental illness really. I would say just education. And the more you educated yourself, the more you'd realise that actually you don't have an excuse. I was saying before that I was around North Yorkshire. So I first went to, this is my second slaughterhouse this morning. The first one was a pig slaughterhouse where they have horrendous gas chambers, basically. So most people don't know, but 90% of pigs in the UK are gassed to death, which is awful. Basically burnt from the inside out. Not humane. No slaught's humane, let's be honest. There's no way to kill something that wants to live. If you use your brain for even a minute, you'd realise that. No one's sending the pets to slaughterhouses, are they? But yeah, that slaughterhouse has 10,000. They process 10,000 pigs a day, which is horrendous. It's just a business. Needless suffering for uneducated people, really. But that's, you know, I did it for a long time. I ate meat, of course. It's the way we're kind of raised in society. But the more I kind of researched, found out, and witnessed, you can't deny it. Like, there's just no reason to use animals or need to use animals. They deserve to have a life of their own. If you've had a connection with any sort of animal, cat, dog, sheep, cows, they've all got personalities. Oh, this guy filming me again. Are you updating your blog? Not talking to me. It's a shame. I think sunshine is definitely triggered. It's all right. Let them be. It is triggering. I remember I was defensive. Like, I was vegetarian for 10 years. because I didn't know the truth about dairy. And I'd get frustrated when people would, the odd person would say about being vegan, and I always said I couldn't do it. But the truth is, it's super easy. And as soon as you realize it's not about you, it's about giving, animals the lives they should have. Then it's easy to make that decision when you realize who's the victim if you don't. So yeah, dairy is horrendous for anyone that doesn't know. Always come back for another photo. More video. Oh, on your phone this time, not good enough quality. It's a phone off. You don't miss the count, won't you? Yeah, it's heat wave here in the UK. So these animals are going to be traveling horrendous heats today. The pig trucks that we see at the other slaughterhouse probably has hundreds of pigs on, shoved in. It's horrendous. A lot of them are coming from Scotland as well because they get a better price in the UK. Well, in England, sorry. So they'll travel for 4 hours just to get to a slaughterhouse where they're killed, and they're not given food or water for kind of around 24 hours before, basically just so it's less mess and they're more docile. Which again is just, a horrendous fact of this industry. Some fun comments. Anyway, thanks for being here for the vegans, for showing your support. Thanks for non-vegans being here as well. You're helping spread the message, whether you realize it or not. More engagement with this post goes further, and there's activists all over the world doing this today. So yeah, keep going and doing your thing on other people's feeds as well. What do you do for the environment? I mean, veganism goes in hand. It's not the reason people go vegan. The only reason people go vegan is for the animals, but it's a secondary, right? Environment is only helped by reducing and eliminating animal agriculture. Like, animal ag is the leading cause of deforestation. It's one of the biggest polluters. Like, where do you think all the waste goes from these places? Straight back into the environment. And most of the crops, especially soy crops around the world, which are obviously a lot of the case thrown around as vegans using this, is actually used to feed animals, livestock. So yeah, if you're bothered about the environment, then it would lead you to veganism as well. But like I said, it's about the animals is the real reason. And that's the only reason you need. But we're here today as part of Project Livestream, the year anniversary. So amazing work from so many activists around the world who every month get outside slaughterhouses and bring it to the public. So put it in front of people. I think we're close to hitting 100 million views today. Countless people have gone vegan through this, so it works. So if you're here and you're not vegan, thanks for tuning in, and thanks for staying put. And yeah, we're going to keep exposing this because it is evil, absolutely. And that's why they lock it down every time we're here. They're trying to hide the truth. Like 2 securities disturbing their coffee this morning. Good. But yeah, like we said, it's not people working here by choice, which is another unfortunate side to it. And I don't know if people were on before, but I chatted to a worker just as he was heading in. He's just started here, excited about his new job, and he's over here on a sponsorship. So he's, this is what he's being given for work in a slaughterhouse, which is horrendous. No one wants to work in these places out of choice, unless you're a psychopath, let's be honest. No one enjoys taking lives, unless you're a psychopath. So people are forced to do this, whether they're from different countries coming to try and get work. Maybe a psychopath then, sunshine. Yeah, all right. Because it's a normal thing to do, to take lives. And that's the whole point of this. It's not natural. People say it's natural. What's natural about this? What's natural about force breeding animals and then fattening them up as quickly as you can and then bringing them to somewhere like this? There's nothing natural about it. Just so people like you can stay disconnected and go down to the aisle and get your animal product, your animal bits wrapped up. Absolutely nothing natural about it. And ABP is a big provider of this, so I think some of the guys down south will be going to one of these down south. This is the York one. From where I live, there's 2 slaughterhouses within about 30-minute drive. I went to another one this morning, which is now operating 4 days a week instead of 5. Which is good, because clearly, they've got less to process. But these guys don't really know what goes on in here. Security. They're just doing a job. And this is where they hang out. In between slaughtering defenseless animals, they'll come and have a coffee. Or they'll come and chat on the phone to someone. But stay tuned for lots of different streams today. All over the world. We had Tash Peterson this morning. She went live from Australia. Lots of people from the UK, probably some going on right now. So make sure you tune in. And then we have people from America and Canada a bit later. So this is worldwide now. Shows how much it's grown in a year. And it's a great project. Taking these disgusting places to the public is exactly what it's about, getting it in front of people, like some of the people in the comments, who are clearly triggered by the fact that we're here showing it for what it is. But yeah, like I said, there's a lot of agriculture around here. So this is mostly farmers going in, with kind of probably 10 to 15 cows in each truck. Quite often the same farmer will come multiple times, so it wouldn't surprise me if we see one of them again. But that's how much they love their animals. They buy them from somewhere like an auction, or they'll breed them themselves, and then they'll feed them up for 2 years, bond with them, treat them as well as they can, they say, and then quite freely just take them off to get killed. I wouldn't call that care. I'm not sure how you can do that. But yeah, tradition, isn't it? Dangerous word. We've always done it this way doesn't mean we need to keep doing it. Just like anything that has been tradition that's finished for the right reasons because it's wrong. Slavery, prime example. Don't keep doing something because you've always done it. You stop it if it's wrong, and there's no way this isn't wrong. And what are we? Nearly nine in the morning. Oh, he's back for another video. Well, they're opening the truck, which either means someone's coming in. Oh Jesus, here we go. Wow, massive truck. Okay. Yeah. It's horrible. That's a huge one. So they must know they're coming on the radio or something. Brake locked up. Fort Knox is back. Just so people can't see. Hidden. What does that tell you? The fact that they have to hide it. Not go straight round the back. So all the way around here. Out of sight, out of mind. Disgraceful. Yeah, poor babies on side that truck, terrified. No idea where they're going. With all feelings, like you and me. And that's what people need to realize. They have exactly the same feelings. They can feel joy, as well as pain and fear. And it's horrendous. So if you think that in the last moments that's what they're doing, they're shoved into a truck, travel for God knows how long to somewhere like this. And it's just in the middle of nowhere. Like, this is outskirts of York, near somewhere called Merton. And it's so hidden away. It's what they all are. No one knows, no one connects what they are. They're always hidden. Food group. So triggered in the comments. Funny. Thanks for joining. Thanks for spreading the word. All you guys are helping without realizing. So thanks to people that join in. Thanks for those that are actively vegan. For supporting those that are going out to slaughterhouses later. Thank you. And for non-vegans, thanks for coming on here. Like, you're doing more good for the cause than you realise just by spreading it. But just getting engagement on here. But yeah, a bit more context on where this is. So this is a slaughterhouse shoved behind a load of self-storage, and then in the distance there is a auction house. So that's where twice a week people will come with animals to sell. Babies mostly. Last time we were here, we stumbled across a truck full of calves, literally baby cows. Farmer came out, spoke to us briefly, and told us not to worry. They're going to a farm. To which we asked for how long, and he said for 2 years. So those babies get 2 years of their life, when they can live up to 20. Like, if they're babies, literally eating babies, nothing apex about that. But I think, yeah, we're in 2026. Food is in abundance. We're not in survival anymore. And people will say Africa, though, or places that don't have as much food as us, but we're lucky in that respect. We have it everywhere. It's not an excuse for ourselves, is it? And you've got to just think about yourself. Are you living in alignment with your values? Do you agree with this when it's unnecessary? I think if you spoke honestly, the answer would be no. So far we've had 3 trucks go in. Only just got 9 o'clock in the morning. 3 that I saw. I got here 7:30ish. So within about an hour, that is, 40 lives gone, taken for no reason, and taken horribly as well. There's no way to do it. You can't kill a living creature and call it humane, especially when they all want to live. But yeah, it goes way back, the facility. Very hidden. Horrible to think what's going on there. Maybe people going to work in the auction house. So just animal ag everywhere around here. But for anyone that's new, this is about a project live stream. So loads of activists around the world live streaming from outside slaughterhouses. We had Tash Peterson from Australia this morning. She was at a pig slaughterhouse, I think. Gas chambers, which is still used. Can you believe it? Because that's apparently a humane method. Disgrace. And then we've got people all around the UK, so up and down the country, outside slaughterhouses, as many slaughterhouses as we can cover, showing people the truth, helping them connect to where their food really comes from, not the shelves in the supermarket, but by taking the lives of innocent, vulnerable creatures. And we've got people in America and Canada this afternoon, so show your support for all those guys as well. How many cows we got in here? So we've probably got maybe 50 cars in here. So all these different workers here, including security guards who don't want to be here, let's be honest. Drained with that fact I'm here, which I love. But yeah, all these people, they don't choose to work here. It's a last resort. The guy I spoke to earlier from the Philippines genuinely seemed kind of quite happy in his face. So I'm guessing he's new. But he's just happy to have a job. But this is what he gets shoved into. Like he's on a sponsorship in this country. Which, yeah, I can't believe like that's what we're shoving people into. It's just real vulnerable workers. Like no one wants to work in these places. So again, it's just systematic failure from the top. They'll get workers. Yeah, it won't work. It won't. And if he does last 6 months, he'll probably have PTSD or be a completely changed person. Like seeing death every day and taking lives, leaves a mark. It's not what anyone should be doing. It's unnatural. Especially to do it kind of in the secrecy behind these closed walls. Like God knows. We saw the investigation at Heart's Head, literally dismembering animals while they're alive. Like there's no accountability in these industries. That slaughterhouse alone has had, I think last we heard, they've had like 500 plus complaints to the FSA, who, let's be honest, are doing very little. The fact it just carried on operating as normal, wasn't suspended while they investigated, is a joke. It's protected, but that's why we have to do stuff like this, to get it out there, expose it to the people so they can make their own choice. Because at the end of the day, systems will always protect these type of places because they thrive on profit, and it all comes down to money. So supply and demand is where you have to hit them. The more people that stop, that connect, that realize that they don't want to be part of this, that's how you hit them. Stop giving them your money. If you actively eat animals, then you're keeping this going. And that's why I stopped. I couldn't live with it. I didn't want to live with it. I didn't want to be part of it as soon as I knew the truth. And thankfully, super easy. 2026, you have entire rows of food that you can go get. You have clothes. So easy to get good quality clothes that don't involve animals. Toiletries as well. Super easy. It's just living within kind of your moral values, which most people want to do, right? You don't want to live a lie. And I think a lot of people are they don't want to see the truth because they know that it means change. I think that's what most people are afraid of, change. But it's the easiest change you'll make. And I think, like all vegans would agree, we just wish we'd done it sooner. Like, I was vegetarian for, I think, 11 years, thinking I was doing everything I could do. And even before that, you know, I did, absolutely. I was part of this society. It was ingrained in me for my meal to consist of some sort of animal with other stuff. And that's why it's so drilled into us. It's so normalized, but it's so far from normal when you actually look into the detail. So I think as soon as you realize that, it's easy. It's one of the easiest things you'll actually do, is stop once you make that connection. So that's why Project Livestream is so important, because it takes people to places that they maybe don't know exist, or if they don't really know the details behind it. They don't know what actually goes on, what's involved. And it brings the truth back to the surface. It's no longer hidden like they want it to be. Just having a whistle while working at the front of a slaughterhouse. Super normal. Nat. So 3 trucks so far. All, I would say, probably 2 local farmers. And one that was a bit bigger, so I think it maybe came a bit further. But horrible. And even the trucks are hidden. Like, you see the vents right at the top now. So you can't even see in the trucks. And again, that's for a reason. Like, they have to legally have vehicles that are compliant to transport animals. But the reason they put the vents at the top is so people can't see what's in them, so they can't connect. Those are animals that are going to their death. And I'm sat behind it in my car. Thanks for sharing, Steve. Yeah, we were the same. Yeah, exactly that. We were vegetarian for a long time, pescatarian as well, and we were vegetarian thinking we were doing everything we could, and we would basically eat fish to feel like, embarrassingly, to feel part like normal when we went out with family and friends and stuff, because it gave us another option on the menu. And yeah, that's something that I have to live with. But as soon as you make the connection that fish are sentient too, and that we're destroying our oceans with mass fishing, then fish is just important as cows, sheep. And once you make that connection, then yeah, dairy's next on the list. Even better than the slaughterhouses, because people think, cows, they produce milk, it's normal. What if, they need us to milk them? But the truth is so far from that. Like, cows don't produce milk because they're cows. They produce milk because they're mums. So they're forcibly impregnated, raped, against their will to have another baby. Their baby is then taken away from them near enough as soon as they're born, so that they can steal the milk. And the calves are basically fed a substitute milk, basically a formula. Before, if they're female, then they'll go into the dairy industry. If they're male, then they're a byproduct. So they'll either go off to veal, or they'll be sold on, which is what we saw in the auction house. They'll be sold on to a farmer who will feed them up for 2 years. And then, he'll take them to a place like this and sell them to be killed, just to line his own pockets. Yeah, exactly that, Steve. Everyone's got a past. That's where it connects us, really. Like, we can relate to all non-vegans because we've all been there. But we wish someone had told us. I wish someone had shaken me when I was pescatarian. Well, when I was a non-vegan, pescatarian, vegetarian. I wish someone had spoken to me and told me the truth, because I would have made my decision earlier. And that's exactly it. It's not as many people think that we've been, we've had our minds somehow melted to think this way. Like, it's education. And if more people kind of were educated on everything that goes on in animal agriculture, then they'd make different decisions, 100%. Which leads me back to Project Livestream. So important. Someone's honking the horn. I wonder if it's something over here. So Project Livestream, tune into people around the world. Loads of activists out today. Year anniversary is going to be the biggest one ever. Taking the truth to people outside so many slaughterhouses from Australia, the UK, US, Canada, all through the day. So make sure you stay tuned. I'm about to hit curfew, so I'm going to have to sign off in a minute. But thanks for those for joining. Thanks for the non-vegans for joining. Even if it was to heckle, you have given this feed engagement, which takes it further. So thank you, and I hope some of the messages stay with you. And for all the vegans and activists out there, keep doing what you're doing. It's amazing. The animals need us. Cool. Right, I'm signing off.